Any questions? We can now combine any questions for the last two presentations. Anybody has questions? Okay. There's one of us. Yes. You can answer from the table.
Hi. Thank you for a great presentation. And how do we participate, or how do we join the what you call it, the projects that you have going on?
Yeah, so I mentioned two, the IETF hackathon and the one that we have here at AIS. So the one at AIS, registration for that is now closed. We kind of reached our maximum capacity there. But you can on the, there's a wiki that you can get to from the program page, and there's information on all the projects. And so you could follow along that way, even if you're not physically in the room. With the IETF hackathon, I think I didn't point that out so much on my last slide, but the next one is at IETF 105 in Montreal, and it's open to everyone. It's absolutely free. You can participate in the room, which is fantastic and most beneficial. You can participate remotely, and we've had a number of people, including a team that almost always participates remotely from Mauritius, but from other places in Africa as well. We encourage that, so you can participate that way. And if you want more like links or whatever, you can see me right afterwards. I'll make sure that you have those.
Yeah. First, I'm Jesper from Zimbabwe. I want to make a comment on Musab, and maybe we appreciate the work that you're doing. Internet measurement is something that is critical, but I also feel maybe if we can have like country coordinators to assist you on that, it's easier for them to deploy, especially in research and education. We are able to actually make it easy for you, considering the vast different of service providers. Then on Diana, I had one question. Are we not going to have the same issue that we currently have with the United Nations when it comes to human rights? Because internet governance is almost acting like a human right, where legislation in different countries differs. We don't have what is the best practice for everyone. That's the reason why it's a bit tricky to say we want this treaty signed when Zimbabwe is a country, there's no cybersecurity and computer crime bill. They don't even know what exactly they want. So it's easy to advocate for them to have whatever framework they have first, and then the treaty comes on top. That's the reason why it might take us issues. Maybe as well as the Dot Africa, we appreciate the issue that is one of what I feel is big is the issues to doing terms and conditions of people using internet in Africa. If that is going to be defined and people are going to agree on that. Because currently in my country with an issue of someone who posted something against somebody, and when they were asked, they said you should prove beyond reasonable doubt that my account was not hacked, and it was really me who did it. Whose responsibility is anyone's account online? So issues, they are always surveillance, privacy, internet freedom. I feel that's a good job. Governance, we need it, and we can't run away from that. Besides, our legislation is too behind. So we should need to collaborate. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Is first way, just respond to the question.
Thank you very much for your kind words and your contribution. I would like to say that we are actually very happy to work with people. If you could see me after my presentation, we could have a discussion, and you could be our ambassador sort of in Zimbabwe. We are always happy to work with people. What we actually lack at the moment is after these meetings, we have people communicating with us, engaging with us, and then after some time, they tend to drift away until next meeting. So I will see you after the meeting, and we could actually start a relationship. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you for the comment. And as you mentioned, the internet freedom in different countries is quite a different challenge because of various reasons, as we know. And it's very important to separate the human right aspect from the political issues. And as you mentioned, yes, we have the basic human rights, and it depends on which country you're in, where they would rate the internet rights. But then you mentioned that in Zimbabwe, you do not have cyber laws. Exactly. Well, the treaties are there, or even the discussions. The treaties are actually there to push the countries to have these laws in place. And as you know, some African countries, including Uganda, we didn't have cyber laws until recently, and that is because we were pushed to have them. So that could be the same thing with Zimbabwe. So if the treaty is ratified and so many countries are working together to have this treaty ratified, then the countries that are lagging behind will have to also meet the standard.
Thank you.
Thank you. I am Arno Gahimbade. I work for the East African community, and I'm also an African fellow. I have a question for Musab. Two questions, actually. One, just a follow-up from the previous intervener asking about collaboration. You can also step up, not just individuals, but African Union has set up and divided Africa into 8 different economic blocks or RECs, Regional Economic Commission. There is East Africa Community, there is COMESA, there is SADC and all. I'm sure those can also be of help because there are initiatives, I believe, in the same line. Now, the second question will be on the data you collect. Unlike RIPE Atlas presentation, where they say that there's a disclaimer, they don't share the data. I didn't see that in your presentation. So my question is, what do you use the data for? The data you collected. Thank you.
So the data we collected during our survey is actually available via GitHub. Everyone could access it. It's a public data. What we did was we made sure that we didn't collect any personal information. We didn't collect IP addresses. So the responses were a kind of neutral responses. They give us the information we need without necessarily outing the person who filled the data. Because we are collecting data from ISPs and academic institutions and other networks, some people may not be comfortable giving out the information regarding what they do as relates to measurement. So we didn't collect any personalized information, and the data is available on GitHub. You could access it, really. I could give you the link afterwards if you're interested. And then regarding your first comment about utilizing groups from EU, definitely from AU rather, African Union, the 8 zones in the region. I will definitely look into that and we will take it further after this meeting. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Can we have a large applause for my panel? Okay, that ends your break. We have a 15-minute break. We're running 10 minutes behind the clock. But before that, I'd like to remind you that we have a cocktail tonight, AFNOC 20, in Victoria. And then for the operators, there's an RPKI session later as well today. So let's have a break. Let's be back in here in 15 minutes for the next session. Thank you so much.